good morning. Whenever you're choosing to join, welcome to your practice. So happy to be practicing together and guiding you through this. So let's begin. Today you're going to want a bolster. If you don't yet have a yoga bolster and you want to know where to get them, let me know. I can send you a link. If you don't have a bolster, a rolled up towel will do, or a couple of cushions, just something to elevate the floor. Let's begin in a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe you even prefer today to try sitting on your feet in more of an upright position. But wherever you are, let that spine elongate. See if you can work on elongating that spine and then relax into it so that it doesn't feel like you're straight like a statue, but rather that you're supple. Close down those eyes and just begin to notice what you're bringing onto the mat today. Your energy level, how you've been sleeping lately, any emotions that are present, any areas of tension in your body. And just allow them all to enter the space. Maybe recognize them all with a slight nod or a smile or a hand on your heart. And allow them all to be here. Instead of pushing down, visualize rising to the surface. Like a fish at the top of a pond, catching the light. And just let your grasp on these things be loose. Hold them in an open palm. Any exhaustion, any anger, any sadness, even any bliss and joy and warmth, let them all rest upon your open palm. Begin to deepen your breath, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your jaw, feeling where any parts of your body are making contact with the earth, and feel how she holds you in her open palm, and that it's safer that way and more beautiful, and the possibilities are open and expansive, more so than if you were clutching in a fist where nothing can move, nothing can breathe, nothing can wiggle around, nothing can bloom or grow or surprise you. Let out an audible sigh on your next few exhales. Feel your palm opening with every exhale. Feel your possibilities expanding, your imagination expanding on every inhale. When we let go of control, we make way for beautiful, unexpected, incredible things to happen in our lives, in our relationships, in our dreams. Letting go of control is a practice. It's something we do again and again and again with kindness and gentleness when we revert back to our conditioned ways. Just coming back to the present, coming back to your open palms. Closing off your eyes with your peace fingers. And if you'd like to block your ears gently with your thumbs, we're going to inhale through our nose, exhale through our nose. And on the exhale, just make a humming sound, however high, however low. Maybe experiment with what it sounds like for you. Begin whenever you're ready. Inhaling through your nose, exhaling to hum. We'll be here for a few minutes, so settle in. Relaxing your hands back down onto your knees. Maybe bringing your thumb and your pointer finger to touch in a mudra. It really meets that ego and the soul together. The pieces of ourselves coming together into wholeness. Noticing in any changes, returning to the natural rhythm of your breath. Maybe switching out your legs, blinking your eyes open into another cross, or whatever way is most comfortable for you right now. We're just going to move into some neck stretches. So just really slowly and mindfully, we're going to inhale and look to the left, and then exhale and look to the right. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the right. And continue just like this with your own breath. Mm. 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 And then moving me back in the middle. And then tilting to the left. So your ear is energetically moving toward your shoulder, but your shoulder is remaining relaxed, melting down your back. Inhaling to the left, moving through the center, and exhaling to the right. Back in the middle, just making some small circles with your head, like as if you were just trying to draw tiny circles on the ceiling with a really long pen. It's really small. And you can start to make them a little bit bigger. And then if it feels good to you, you can go to the full expression of really dropping that chin to the chest and then letting that head fall behind. If this isn't serving you today, just continue through one of the smaller motions. And then pausing in the center and the other way, really small circles. Just starting to feel into that neck. And then making them a little bit bigger. And then if it feels good, as slow as you'd like to, the biggest expression for you. Be noticing where else in your body this creates warmth or points you to a certain pocket. And return to center and some shoulder shrugs. So you're going to inhale your shoulders up, up, up. And then on the exhale, with a ha sound and let it go. A couple more. And then just some shoulder rolls at your own pace. Maybe you even want to make them bigger, or get your arms involved. Take a moment, resting back in stillness. Maybe give it a little wiggle first, right? And just some seated cat cows, where on our inhale, we really round, tuck our chin to our chest, pull our navel back behind us. And then let it go on the exhale, expanding that chest forward. Two more. And come into stillness. And bringing your legs into our deer legs. So the right one moves behind into a bent position. Left one is bent in front. Have your bolster somewhere angled behind you. Sort of feel into this shape for a moment. Maybe even you want to make some just like little circles, one direction and then the other. Maybe you just want to rock back and forth gently, relaxing those feet. And this is a beautiful place to stay. You can also walk yourself forward and rest in front, maybe making a pillow with your hands, or maybe getting a couple of pillows to really raise you up. Or if you'd like, you can explore walking your hands around behind you to the left and then resting on a prop behind you. So now you're in a twisted deer. So explore, take a few moments to feel into the shape that you want to be in for a few minutes. So find a place that is stimulating and soothing at the same time. So you're finding that 50 to 70% of your like max stretch, right? We don't want to be putting ourselves in a state of, oh my gosh, this is so intense, this is so intense. But you want to feel into your body. And then once you're there, melt into stillness. Breathing deep into your belly. And then lengthening your exhales, pushing all of the breath out. And then letting that inhale come in naturally. And then lengthening that exhale. Notice where you may be unconsciously clutching. Just doing a body scan, maybe starting from your feet and working your way up. Letting those toes relax, those glutes, those hips, the trunk of your body, shoulders, elbows, hands, neck, head. Signaling to our fascia that we are safe, we are in a place of rest, allowing that connective tissue to begin to unbind. Maybe you do that scan again and again because we are conditioned in some ways to clutch and to protect. So it's okay if you just kindly return to that practice of scanning your body, sending it messages of safety, Noticing where you're clutching without judgment, but rather with just curiosity. We're here to know ourselves better. Um, a few more breaths here. Maybe returning to that hum or the sigh. Hmm. And slowly making your way back up, back to center. Maybe folding those legs in toward each other, giving them a squeeze. Breathing into that back body. Mm. Adjusting your props as needed. Opening legs to the other side. And again, feeling into this side now, orientation we haven't been in yet. That exploration can look however it looks for you. And then when you're ready, moving into your expression, maybe just staying upright, one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, eyes closed and following the rhythm of your breath, or maybe leaning forward in front of you or twisting to the right, wherever you are. Once you find the expression for you, just really relaxing into stillness. Maybe watching your thoughts dart like fish on the surface of a pond, catching the glint of their shimmery scales. And turning to the breath. Scanning your body, beginning at the crown of your head, letting that head be relaxed, shoulders and hands being touched by the breath, the fresh prana that tells them we can open, release, and back body, ribs, your belly, your waist, your glutes, letting them just slacken. And your knees, your ankles, your toes. Maybe you feel something start to shift. Allow it, breathe into it, be with it. Mm. 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 Few more breaths here. Lengthening the exhale. And slowly making your way back up, hugging those legs in. And just really gently making your way onto your back. Feet as wide as the mat, knees knocking in toward each other, hands on the belly or out at your sides. First time laying down in our practice, seeing where you can let the open palm of the earth relieve some of your holding that you're doing yourself. And blocking off your right nostril with your thumb, we're just going to take some inhales and exhales through the left side of through our left nostril, our lunar channel. This is absolutely at your own pace, just trying to take a full breath through the left nostril and a full breath out through the left nostril. And releasing that hand. Returning to the natural rhythm, walking your feet in a little closer to each other, about hip width distance. Bringing those palms to face down toward the earth at your sides. And we're just going to inhale and raise up into a bridge, shoulder blades heavy on the earth, neck and head firmly planted. Just holding here, maybe lifting up all 10 toes, maybe trying to create some space in your toes, and then gently returning them to the earth, and really slowly, vertebra by vertebra, with your tailbone arriving last, coming back down to the earth, relaxing those glutes, relaxing everything. Inhale into bridge again, raising up. Breathing deep. And vertebra by vertebra lowering down. And maybe just exploring some tucks of your tailbone while you're here. Tucking it so your whole spine really lays flat onto the earth. And then just returning it to where it is natural, with a natural curve maybe in your low back. Just exploring your body, your curve, your shape. And one more inhale, raise up into bridge. See if you can let that upper body that's pressing into the earth just fully relax while the effort is in your low body. And down slow. Hugging both knees into the chest, maybe rocking side to side. Maybe making some circles with your hips. Really letting this be intuitive to just what your body is asking for, what your body is craving. You'll know because it'll feel freaking amazing. Let's do more of that. And then if it feels okay with you, we're going to rock and roll to a seat, grabbing behind your hamstrings and just rocking along the length of your spine a few times. If this doesn't feel good, just rolling into fetal position and meeting me in a seat. Taking a moment here. And extending your left leg out a little bit off your mat at an angle. And this right foot comes to meet on the floor in that inner thigh, about maybe bringing your prop to raise up the floor. It could be a stack of books or a block too. The options are endless. Over to the side of that extended leg. Just take a moment here in this half dragonfly. This is a beautiful place to stay, or you could walk your hands forward and see how that feels. Even rounding into that very yin-like position. Or you could explore a lateral stretch, stretching that side body and extending that left arm out, reaching that right arm up overhead. This gets a little tiresome for the shoulders, so you could just let it hang loose behind your back, or even let it hang loose Wherever it feels best for you, just explore. The left one can come up and catch behind your head like a little kickstand. Mm. And if you feel a kink at all, you can come back out and really just start again, elongating that spine with an inhale and maybe coming up and over even bigger. Just don't let yourself suffer through, you know? We want this to be a place where we're exploring, we're allowing ourselves to make adjustments and changes, and then settling into our practice of presence. The body is not how we get into the shapes. It's the shapes that help us get into the body. Rewiring this mind body connection allows us to, move through the waves of life in a more connected way. So we're really awake to our experience, not trying to control our experience, but just opening to it, being present for it, and living from that place. Man, it's been hard the last couple of days for me to do that. Just want to hold space for if you're struggling with that too. You can just love yourself through the mistakes, through the moments where you forget and you react and you think it's anger, where really maybe underneath is grief, and it's okay. That's why it's a practice. Have compassion for yourself. Mm, just walking your way mindfully back up. And switching to the other side. Maybe just keeping your eyes closed if that feels good. Letting your body really guide you. Coming into whatever expression you choose on the other side. It doesn't have to look exactly the same. Mm. Letting yourself explore in a state of stillness, the state where we can really recognize what we're feeling, what we're experiencing, and allow it to be, and maybe even investigate what's underneath that anger, what's underneath that fear, what's underneath that tension. in the left hip. It's all connected. And if all of that feels like overwhelming, you can just come back to your breath. Maybe even a 6 count with your inhale and a 6 count with your exhale to help focus the mind. Maybe something's shifting, getting heavier, getting a pins and needles sensation. Let it. Don't run from it. Just let it. Hmm. Hmm. On these last few breaths, see if you can deepen the inhale and elongate the exhale. Hmm. And on your next inhale, just slowly moving out of that pose. Taking a moment and extending both of your legs out long in front of you. I'm just going to change my orientation so you can see me a little bit better. Coming into that caterpillar pose, options to elevate behind your knees can sometimes feel really good. We'll flex those feet up, elongate that spine, maybe really feel your sit bones into the earth, and then feel the way your spine is straight. Hands can be on the floor in front of you. And we're just going to begin to tuck our chins, round our shoulders, and then work down your spine till you're rounding all the way into that sacrum. And then take 2 deep breaths here, inviting in any sensation, inviting in any heat. And then starting with your tailbone and working your way up, coming back to an elongated spine, maybe even rolling those shoulders back, head arriving last. We're going to do that 4 more times, tucking that chin, rounding those shoulders and trying to slowly curl. Deep breaths. And then starting with a tuck of the tailbone and working your way back up, rolling those shoulders, head arriving last. And again, tucking that chin, rolling those shoulders, rolling down. Ah, 2 deep breaths here. Making your way back up. 2 more times, your own pace. And taking a moment in stillness. Beautiful. Removing any props. We're just going to do a sweet little flow after that nice, slow, wormy spine. We're gonna, we're gonna hug in close, and then we're gonna open into a 5-pointed star. Hug in, inhale. Exhale. Maybe you want to even do lion's breath on that exhale, sticking out your tongue. Planting your feet on the ground and bringing your wrists behind you, fingertips pointing toward your bum, toward the top of your yoga mat. We're going to just come into, and this can be fairly intense on the wrist. So if you need to, you can turn the fingers out to the short side, or to the long sides of your mat, which can de-intensify the sensation. And we're just going to raise up. You can keep your chin tucked, or if it feels good, you can drop it down behind you. Beautiful. Extend your left leg long out in front of you off the ground, and then cross left ankle over top of right knee, and then slowly lower down to the earth, arriving in this figure 4 position. You can adjust your hands maybe to tent behind you. You can also walk out this right leg in front of you to just sort of lessen the sensation. Maybe find a gentle rock here. And then come into stillness. Option 2, let your head hang heavy. Option 2, relax that left foot or keep it flexed, either way. extending that right leg out long, planting that left foot on the floor around like the outside of your right knee. Elongating that spine, left hand presses down behind you. Right arm raises up, and on the inhale, you lengthen, and on the exhale, you twist. You can hook that elbow on the outside of your knee. And again, inhale and lengthen. Exhale and twist. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and twist from your navel. Option 2, drop left ear to left shoulder and tilt your gaze up toward the sky. And then switch and tilt your chin down toward that left shoulder. Just sort of flossing that neck a little bit, moving through that axis. And unwinding to the center. Maybe giving those knees a hug, rounding into that back. And then planting those feet and those hands and gently pressing up into your bridge. Keeping that chin tucked, or option to let it hang heavy behind you. Extending that right leg off the floor in front of you, and then crossing right ankle over top of left knee, and then slowly making your way down to a seat, arriving in this seated figure 4. Option to walk that left foot out a little toward the top of your mat. Maybe finding a gentle rock before settling into stillness. Option to hang that head heavy. Notice where you're holding, where you're gripping, and how just the noticing can allow it to let go, even slightly. Extending that left leg out long in front of you, planting that right foot around the side of the knee. That right hand plants behind the sacrum, extending that back up long. Left arm up, inhale. And on the exhale, twisting to the right. Inhaling to lengthen and exhaling to twist from that navel center. Inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to twist. And once you've met that twisting capacity, just settling into your breath. Option 2, tilt right ear toward right shoulder, and then tilt that chin up toward the sky. And then tilting that chin down toward your right shoulder, gaze on the ground. And just moving through there. When you find any tight pockets, just staying and breathing, opening. Back in center. Listen, nice and easy, winding down our practice. Planting your feet in as slowly as you can, just rolling down. Extending your legs out long and wide. And then bringing your thumb to cover your left nostril. And just taking some really steady, full inhales and exhales through your right nostril. Lips gently closed. Our solar channel, ending our practice with a balancing of our bodies and minds. Melt fully into your Shavasana, final resting pose, our most humble and most crucial shape. Thoughts rise to the surface like the glint of fishies on the pond. Not reaching into quickly, just witnessing, just feeling like You can, if you'd like, end your practice today right here in Shavasana. Maybe even letting yourself drift off into sleep. And if you'd like to re-enter your day now, just begin to make some small movements in your body, starting small and then maybe getting a little bit bigger, circling, stretching, rolling over onto one side, making your way up to a seat. Bringing your hands into heart center. We're just going to repeat something together 3 times if you'd like. If you're in your Shavasana, you can repeat it as well. May I find true refuge within my own being. Now let's do it together. May I find true refuge within my own being. May I find true refuge within my own being. May I find true refuge within my own being. Namaste.